today. From Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. It's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 16 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
Second and 9 now.
Mike, number 53. Mike,
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
I need to get quickly here, and that's complete.
Let's go,
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Watch the curl. Watch the curls.
Mike, 53.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
Yeah, baby. Boom. Number 53. Mike, 53.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So now the Titans get their first shot on offense. Leading them out, the reigning MVP of the National Football League in his 3rd season now from Louisville, it's Lamar Jackson.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly, but they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, but as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
53. Cut, cut, cut.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And after the good gain last play, this time they say... as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson, he'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time for the Titans. 55 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the two-point conversion. Tucker now to kick it away. Following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to get this out to the 25.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Aaron Donald with sack number 23 on the year, breaking Michael Strahan's mark of 22 and a half. Congratulations.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
Squeeze, squeeze, double, double. Let's go, let's go.
They'll run it with Jones. And he stopped immediately there.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, A little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Jackson now off the bootleg. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body, getting to him before he can get started.
Mike 54. Quit talking about it and bring it.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He's going to rifle one deep left. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
Get ready.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Hey, who told you to do that?
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. he's going to go down again. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the pressure gets to him again. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
Let's go. Let's do this.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... It got his man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Check. 53's Mike. Check.
From the gun, Jackson being chased out left. He'll run it. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Come on, fellas.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
You don't see too many pass-catching fullbacks nowadays, partner. In fact, you don't see too many fullbacks, period.
Good news, though, he does have decent hands, and we saw it right there on display. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards, a 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
no
yards.
yardage. Okay.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That one goes for 8 yards. Going for the deep ball. And this one is incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Now that'll be caught by Kupp. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think, a guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was, that everyone thought they were doing something and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Kevin Stefanski going to take a chance going for it on 4th. They'll run it with Jones. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're...
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
That's what I'm talking about. Sacks all day, baby. Go ahead and take a seat. You can't...
So we reach halftime. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair. And he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I look, what? All right, never mind. 3rd quarter action now. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got some space here. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 33 and a first. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off of them and get up to the safeties on the second level, and now you've got a big place to run the football.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we've seen both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass, and everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, "Take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me."
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Jackson will throw again. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall.
Everyone gears up for third down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, you know, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Watch one.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And oh, he coughed it up. It's picked up by the Titans. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
A 2nd and 11 from the 19. Jackson from the shotgun. And it's caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab, and the Titans are going to add on to their lead. Now the Titans leaving the offense out there. They'll go for 2. To throw is Jackson, operating from the gun. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
That catch good for only a couple.
Your trip ends here.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
You better bring it. Right now.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans 30. Oh, Watt shaken up. J.J. still down here following that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And his throw is incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
2nd 10 coming up here in Nashville. 3rd quarter action. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Stop, baby. That's baby stop.
4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Watch one. Watch one. Wild Bill. Wild.
On the give, this is their fullback. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Check, 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 check.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Cut. Watch the twist, watch the twist.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense. Because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll put us within 3 scores as it becomes now a 23-point game. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Come on now, let's go.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course,
and this is caught at the 20. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. 1 big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
And to give this time to the tailback. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd and 2, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Steps away. And now he's going to use his legs. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 4 yards there, but they're still well short of the goal line with 4th down now looming.
Well, Brendan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, probably pass to both. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Lamar Jackson. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone, and that's exactly what he did there. I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Taken from about the 12. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And a loose football. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Back to throw now on first down. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air. When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play, unable to connect in that attempt.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. From 8 yards out. And this Titan offense is running away with this one. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here are the Titans now as they'll again go for 2. Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Now D.D. Westbrook to return. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here.
Let's go, let's go. So Mike number 1.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
One's the mic. Watch one. Watch one. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Back to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Cooper Kupp was his intended target. And it's second down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 38-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That one unable to develop, never got going. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. You hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Here we go again.
Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
All day.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the ball is knocked out.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
They also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Tennessee, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with a